Dozens of people are searching for a missing hiker in the gorge.
21-year-old Riley Zickel set out on an overnight hike by himself.
Colorado County Sheriff's Office is searching for a missing hiker on the Olympic Peninsula.
John and Trevor Higgins, the father and son, were last seen Friday. They disappeared while hunting near Bear Camp Road above Agnes.
21-year-old Riley Zickel, the senior at Lewis and Clark College, disappeared.
An emotional plea from friends of a woman who is missing right now in the Skamania County wilderness. She's 19 years old, Maureen Kelly.
Searchers are looking for a 76-year-old farmer who did not come back from mushroom hunting near Grangeville.
Hello and welcome to the Pacific Northwest Missing Persons Project. I'm your host, Tanner Hoskins, Executive Director here at PNWMPP, and today we're diving into one of the most heartbreaking and urgent cases to come out of Washington State in recent history. A case that has shocked communities across the Pacific Northwest and mobilized a massive manhunt in our own backcountry. On May 30th of 2025, Travis Caleb Decker, a 32-year-old Army veteran with extensive wilderness survival training, failed to return his 3 daughters after a scheduled visit. The girls, 9-year-old Paitlyn, 8-year-old Evelyn, and 5-year-old Olivia, were reported missing by their mother, Whitney Decker, in Wenatchee. 3 days later, a nightmare became a grim reality. Their bodies were discovered by Chelan County Sheriff's deputy down an embankment near a remote campsite in the Cascade Mountains west of Leavenworth, just 11 miles from the Pacific Crest Trail. The autopsy revealed that all 3 girls had been suffocated, bound with zip ties, and had plastic bags placed over their heads. It's the kind of cruelty and horror that's hard to even process, let alone report on. At the scene, Decker's truck was found abandoned. Investigators noted 2 bloody handprints on the tailgate. Forensic testing has since confirmed that 1 blood sample at the campsite came from a male, likely Decker, and another from an animal. His dog was found alive and is now in the care of the local Humane Society. Decker is a former infantryman and member of the elite 75th Ranger Regiment. He has survival skills that make him extremely difficult to track. In fact, authorities say he once lived completely off-grid in the backcountry for over 2.5 months. He's now charged with murder, kidnapping, and in federal court, unlawful flight to avoid prosecution. This isn't just a tragic crime. It's an unfolding wilderness fugitive scenario. Authorities have scoured hundreds of square miles of steep mountainous terrain. They've now turned command of the search over to federal agencies to allow local personnel to rest. As of this recording, the manhunt is still active. Authorities are urging the public to stay alert, secure homes and vehicles, and immediately report anything suspicious to 911. The deeper tragedy is that there were warning signs. Decker's ex-wife had previously filed to restrict his overnight visits with the children, citing his declining mental health and unstable living conditions. She had voiced concerns about his increasing volatility and transient lifestyle, and yet the system failed to prevent this. At PNWMPP, we exist to shine light on the forgotten, the missing, and the voiceless. Paitlyn, Evelyn, and Olivia are no longer missing, but they should still be here, and we must say their names. We will continue to monitor this case, and we urge anyone in the region, especially those living near the backcountry, to stay vigilant. Travis Decker is about 5 foot 8 inches tall, 190 pounds, with black hair and brown eyes. His tattoos are visible on his arms and ankle, with recent images showing him walking alone. If you see something, say something. From all of us at PNWMPP, our hearts are with the girl's mother, their family, and everyone affected by this tragedy. You know, most of us head into the woods for peace. We go out there to escape the noise, reconnect with nature, and maybe find some answers. But the truth is, wild places aren't just home to elk and bear and the occasional Sasquatch. They're also remote, unmonitored, and sometimes dangerous in a very human way. Whether you're a hiker, camper, hunter, or just out scouting new trails, there's always the chance you might stumble upon something you weren't supposed to see. A grisly crime in progress, a missing persons case turned criminal, or a wanted individual using the backcountry as a hideout. So let's talk safety. Real safety. What do you do if you run into a dangerous person or situation out in the wilderness? First, always trust your gut. If something feels off, a campsite looks too clean, too fresh, or eerily abandoned, don't ignore that instinct. Turn around, mark the location if you can, and report it when you're back in cell phone range. Second, don't confront anyone unless you have no other choice. These areas don't come with backup. You're not in a town with a sheriff 10 minutes away. Distance from the threat is your friend. Discretion is your shield. Get away, stay hidden if needed, and notify law enforcement the moment you can. Now let's get real for a second. If you're heading into remote wilderness unarmed, you're taking an unnecessary risk, period. Firearms exist for a reason, and they're not just for bears and mountain lions. If you're deep in the woods and something goes sideways, whether it's a human threat or a charging animal, you are your own first responder. I'm not saying you need to be Rambo. I'm saying be trained, be competent, and be armed. If you're not comfortable with a firearm, get training. Take a class, practice, know how to carry, store, and use your weapon safely. Because out in the backcountry, especially in areas with a history of disappearances or illegal activity, a sidearm can mean the difference between becoming a statistic or getting home. Finally, carry a GPS device with SOS functionality. Keep a first aid kit, survival gear, and tell someone where you're going and when you plan to return. Preparedness is not paranoia, it's wisdom. So stay safe out there. Keep your eyes open, your gear ready, and your mind sharp. The forest holds beauty, mystery, and sometimes danger. We must respect all three. If you've been listening to the podcast for a while, you know this isn't just a hobby of mine. This is real work. This is about missing persons. It's about bringing answers to families, shedding light on unsolved cases, and giving a voice to those who have lost to the silence of the forest. Every episode we produce, every mile we hike, every interview we record, every moment of research behind the scenes, it all takes time, energy, and resources. And most of what we do, it's self-funded. Our team's in the field burning through boots, fuel, gear, and time because we believe in our mission. But belief doesn't cover the costs. So here's the deal. If this podcast and any of its episodes has moved you, if you've learned something, felt something, or simply believe in the importance of the work we are doing, we need your help. We're asking our listeners, our community, to step up and support us through donations. Whether it's $5 or $50, every single dollar goes directly into the mission. Gas for the next search, supplies for field work, and keeping these stories alive and accessible. Your support helps keep this podcast running, and more importantly, it helps keep us out there, boots on the ground, fighting for the missing and the forgotten. If you're ready to support us, head over to www.pnwmpp.org. It takes less than a minute, but it makes a lasting impact. From the bottom of our hearts, thank you. Let's keep pushing forward together.